Hello everyone, this is Mark Dave Suibagyo, and today we are gonna talk about genetic modified organism or a GMO, or specifically golden rice. Now at the end of the discussion, 75% of the class should be able to increase knowledge and understanding of the production process, risks, and benefits of golden rice by discussing its genetic modification, nutritional content, and potential impact on addressing vitamin A deficiency. Also, to be able to foster empathy and ethical considerations by exploring different perspectives of golden rice, acknowledging the concerns and criticisms surrounding GMOs, and promoting a respectful and opening dialogue on the topic, and also enhance critical thinking and analytical skills by evaluating scientific evidence and research studies related to golden rice, its production process, and potential risks and benefits to form well-informed opinions and make evidence-based conclusions. Now again, our name of the food is a GMO golden rice. Scientific name is Oryza sativa. Now here are the comparison of a golden rice and our traditional rice. Note that the golden rice is, of course, has the obvious color of being yellow or gold. Here are more examples, and yes, it can be seen through movies or animes. Now, golden rice is a genetically modified biofortified crop. Biofortification increases the nutritional value of crops. Golden rice is genetically modified to produce beta-carotene, which is not normally present in rice. Beta-carotene is converted into vitamin A when metabolized by the human body. We need vitamin A for a healthier skin immune systems. Now, the golden rice, again, refers to a genetically modified variety of rice that has been engineered to produce beta-carotene, a precursor or, in subject-wise, a prerequisite of vitamin A. The purpose behind developing golden rice was to, address vitamin A deficiency, which is actually a significant health issue in many developing countries, particularly in regions where rice is the staple food, or meaning rice is the major source of our carbohydrates. Now, what happens if vitamin A deficiency actually happens, or what happens if we lack in vitamin A? Now, we should know that this can lead to severe health problems, including visual impairments and increased susceptibility to infections. Yes, traditional rice, as we usually eat today, which is color white, varieties lack beta-carotene, which is actually responsible for the yellow-orange color found in fruits and vegetables, for example, carrots and sweet potatoes. By introducing genes from other organisms into the rice plant, scientists were able to enhance its ability to produce beta-carotene, thus creating a golden rice. Of course, by its name, kind of obvious already that it's a bit yellow or golden. Now, the idea behind golden rice is that by incorporating this genetically modified crop into the diet of populations who heavily rely on rice, and for example that is Southeast Asian people, or Asian people rather as a whole, we cannot actually survive without rice. I mean, bread will suffice, but we sure do, as we Filipinos, we really love rice. Now, it can provide sustainable and cost-effective way to combat vitamin A deficiency. The goal to address the issue at its root by improving the nutritional content of the staple food itself, rather than relying solely on external interventions like supplements or food fortification. Now, in simpler words, the goal of GMO golden rice is actually the term prevention is better than cure. Now, if we eat golden rice at first, say golden rice is inserted to our diet, thus we have the necessary amount of vitamin A needed to avoid the vitamin A deficiency. Rather than, it's actually better than waiting for waiting for to drink supplements or vitamins later on. So Golden Rice Project was introduced in 1999 when two professors, Ingo Patricus and Peter Bayer, they actually proposed a plan to the Rockefeller Foundation to genetically engineer rice to increase its nutritional value. The Rockefeller Foundation supports its goal to provide a sustainable biofortification approach to combat vitamin A deficiencies in developing countries. Dr. Ingo Patricus, along with his team at ETH Zurich, focused on introducing genes responsible for the production of beta-carotene into rice plants. Now note that in this, they take an element or substance from another plant and modify it or insert it into the traditional rice. Okay, their work again began in the late 1990s and aimed to develop a genetically modified rice variety that would certainly address vitamin A deficiency in developing countries. You know, how thoughtful of them. The goal was to create a sustainable solution that could help improve the nutritional values status of vulnerable populations relying on heavily rice as their staple food. Now again, we kept repeating this. Their goal was to target vitamin A deficiency, especially those countries that heavily rely on rice. And that, my friends, and a perfect example is Asia. Filipinos, we Filipinos love rice. We love eating it with spicy food. It makes us, go full rather than just eating bread. Not like the Western countries or the middle part of the Middle East that they don't need rice. But us, we Asian people, we really love rice, and we can never deny that. And so thus, thanks to Ingo Patricus and Peter Bayer, we can eat as much as rice as we want, and we can have also its nutritional value, to combat vitamin A deficiency. Thanks to them anyways. The development of golden rice involved the introduction of two genes, one from a bacterium called Erwinia and Oredrova, and another from a daffodil plants. These genes enable the rice plant to produce beta-carotene, which is converted to vitamin A in the body. Now, it is important to note that the development of golden rice was made possible through collaborative effort involving multiple researchers and institutions, of course. They cannot do it alone. Many scientists were involved. It took them time, to get it right, to perfectly find a gene from another plant and insert it to our traditional rice plant. Of course, as many good things there is always bad. No? The process involved in golden rice on how it is being made. So first, the beta-carotene biosynthesis genes are obtained from a maize cell and a bacterium. Then the beta-carotene biosynthesis genes are cut using a restriction enzyme. Meanwhile, a plasmid is obtained from a bacterium called agrobacterium. The plasmid is cut using the same restriction enzyme. The unpaired bases in the sticky ends of the plasmid are complementary to those in the sticky ends of the beta-carotene biosynthesis genes. With the help of DNA ligase, the beta-carotene biosynthesis genes are inserted into the open plasmid. A recombinant plasmid is formed. It is then mixed with chemically treated agrobacterium. The transformed agrobacterium is allowed to infect a rice embryo. During infection, the beta-carotene biosynthesis genes are integrated into the DNA of the rice embryo. The infected embryo is then put into a sterile culture medium containing all nutrients necessary for growth. The embryo divides by mitotic cell division to form a mass of undifferentiated cells called callus. Finally, cells of the callus are transferred to culture media containing hormones. The hormones promote the growth of roots and shoots. The cells differentiate into different types of cells, and plantlets are formed. The plantlets are then planted in soil for further development. They develop into adult plants, which are called golden rice. There is risk also of golden rice. One, the risk of golden rice is a insufficient vitamin A content. It's ironic because though golden rice is engineered to produce beta carotene, which can be converted into vitamin A, there are critics argue that the levels of vitamin A it provides may not be enough to significantly reduce disease risk. Now, it means that though it is engineered to, combat vitamin A deficiencies, there are critics who say that the vitamin A present in golden rice isn't even enough. So why not save the effort and just take the supplements or vitamins later on? Also, we have another concerns about genetically engineered foods. Now, this is the problem here. It's because when we genetically engineer foods, we take away its natural being, meaning we could make something artificial, we could make something deadly or something harmful to our body instead. Now, there are also over-regulation and challenges. Of course, there are challenges. The regulatory process of approving genetically modified crops can be lengthy and expensive. It is because you cannot just genetically modify crops without permission. When you want to genetically modify a crop, there are processes, permits. There are guidelines to follow. Now, it's not just an easy steps, and because of that, it will take time. Then there's also allocation of resources. Now, engineering crops, my friends, trust me, it is not easy. Believe me, it's not easy. You know what? When we engineer crops, it's not just, using an injection. No. We have to transfer gene from another plant and insert it into a DNA, and that is very difficult. And also, of course, you have number 5, limited effectiveness. This means that the vitamin A present isn't even enough to combat vitamin A deficiency. And again, critics have found it that it is very insufficient, that it doesn't even have any effect. Now, of course, we have cons, and now we are to focus on the pros. Of course, our golden rice was to be made to to improve the well-being, the nutrition, or the health of those countries who use rice as their staple food. Now, the benefits of golden rice, we have lower risk of diseases. Now, for example, this lower risk disease, my friends, again, is vitamin A deficiency that can lead to blindness or lose eyesight fast. Now, golden rice is genetically aimed to fix that problem, to give more vitamin A, allows us to see more clearly or reduce the chance of blindness. Yes, then we also have improved gastrointestinal health. Now, golden rice contains also nutrients, yes, of course. But when they decided to genetically modify the crop, it didn't just allow the rice to give more vitamin A, but it could help improve gastrointestinal health. And yes, as everyone would know, especially nowadays, people have a problem with blood pressure and cholesterol. Now, all hail to golden rice. This is engineered to combat high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Now, this is it. Between of all rices, black rice is the most, is the most healthy. This black rice is actually a rice that has no cholesterol or sugar. Then we also have red rice and white rice. White rice has the most cholesterol, or most sugar, giving people a higher chance to have heart diseases like high blood pressure. Now, as an engineered crop, golden rice is also made to combat high blood pressure. So in case if you do not have black rice, in case you don't have red rice, but then by miraculous event there's golden rice, so it would be suggested that golden rice is preferable if you want to combat high blood pressure, since it has lower levels of sugar and cholesterol. It just depends on your diet. Now again, to summarize our topic for today, okay, golden rice is a type of GMO or a genetically modified crop. It's designed to originally designed to combat vitamin A deficiencies. Then, though it is built that it is created for good, it has its advantages and disadvantages. GMO rice isn't always that good since humans tampered with its genes. There's a possibility that it could harm the body instead, because of the use of other genes of other plants. Also, maybe some humans are allergic, especially to daffodil plants. But then, despite the dark sides of our golden rice, we also have its benefits. Yes, it is very high in nutritional value, lowers the risk of diseases, blindness, and lower blood pressure. So that is all, and I hope you learned something about my discussion for today of golden rice as a GMO. Might I suggest that whenever you want to eat something, even if it is genetically engineered or not, I suggest you research about it so you can insert it into diet and live live a healthy life with using a balanced diet. That is all, and thank you.